Hi everybody, welcome to Runaway with Liz, my YouTube channel where I share videos about travel, running, and just general fun times. And fall is officially here. It is my favorite season by far. I think it's a lot of people's favorite season. I love the changing colors, the cozy vibes, the knitwear, the baking. So for this video, I thought we could just have some fun doing some cozy fall things.
I don't know what it means, but there's a smile upon your face, and I see something shimmering in your eyes. And they say if you want to glimpse the future, you need space. And you said you'll put down your morning guns. Would you follow me to wonders? Take my hand and walk beside me in a world of thunder. Fear is on.
It is a very cozy autumn day in Minnesota today. We are in Minneapolis where the fall colors are not peak yet, but they are definitely starting to turn. And one of the best places that I know of to sort of assess the fall colors and really catch some cozy fall vibes is actually the cemetery, because there's a lot of beautiful trees planted here. It's so quiet, it's so meditative, and of course there's the symbolism too of death. So yeah, I'm just out for a really nice quiet walk in the cemetery, trying to be respectful of everybody here, both the living and the dead. But yeah, we're having a nice morning, a nice quiet morning.
Sure, you were some of the best of things to find.
Obviously we've got lots of green on the trees still, but we've definitely got some reds and some oranges that are emerging. I just think it's so beautiful here. Alright, we're back from our walk in the cemetery, and the next fall themed activity that I'm planning on doing today is baking something. And I'm going to do something with apples, because I have got a ton of apples now from my brother's apple tree. My brother gave a bunch of apples to my parents from the apple tree, but it was too many for my parents to go through, so my parents gave a bunch to us. Apples are a pretty big deal in Minnesota. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Bachelor franchise, but if you watched Michelle's season of The Bachelorette, one of the bachelors, when they were being introduced, made some sort of a joke where it should have been a red apple.
So what kind of apple? Is it like ambrosia,
I mean,
Honeycrisp?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm definitely a Granny Smith, but more importantly, like, I'm so excited to be here with you.
And she started listing off all of these other apples, and people were like, wow, she knows a lot about apples. Well, it's because she's from Minnesota. That being said, I have no idea what kind of apple this is. But anyway, to really go hard with this fall themed, very cozy, very homebody sort of day, I need to turn to the church cookbooks. We've got 3 different church cookbooks that we can consult. One is my hometown church cookbook. One is an older church cookbook from the Mankato area from like the 70s. And one is the Catholic church cookbook from my hometown. I scoured them for apple related recipes, apple cakes, apple bars, apple breads. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 raw apple cakes in this cookbook. And I'm thinking we're gonna go with this one.
Light up a fire, let everyone know. The sooner the better.
And the recipe actually calls for a half cup of coffee, so I'm going to try using this decaf coffee, this hotel decaf coffee that we have.
Morning starts rising, we'll leave them with all that is ours. And down by the water, we set them all free. Where glowing eyes glitter with the stars by the sea. We all come from somewhere.
I don't think the egg is
We
cooking.
all have a doubt. We're chasing perfection, but we'll never figure it out.
ton of, did I do this right? Like a ton of brown sugar for this little cake. Godspeed, little apple cake. All right, well that is baking. I think maybe we could work on bringing some fall decor into the room. It's really not very much. I've just got a couple of throw pillows that are in storage that I pull out during the season of fall. So let's do that now.
You want nothing more than to rest your head and dream to astray. But someone it will like.
All right, where should we put these pillows? Whoops. I'm throwing them because they're throw pillows. I also have these little stuffed pumpkins, which I knit actually myself a few years ago. I learned to purl stitch for them. I think if I had to purl stitch again, I would definitely have to watch another video, like a YouTube tutorial. Anyway, I ran them through the wash in the hand wash setting because I just wanted to clean them a little bit. So they're looking a little more haggard than they used to, but I think they're still cute and I'm really proud of them. So, but we need to find some spots for these. Where should they go? That's cute. Which one? No, we need I think the big one. I think that's cute. Where should this one go now? Maybe by the cat. Or maybe I'll replace this. This is kind of a wintry candle.
Dogs start barking your body.
I don't know, it's not bad. Might play with the throw pillow arrangement again a little bit, but for now, I think it's pretty good. Pretty cozy. Let's also put out this book of Minnesota ghost stories. That seems fun.
Like you to stay.
Alright, so we have about 10-15 minutes left until I have to check on the apple cake. So I thought now would be a fine time to talk a little bit about running and future running goals for the channel. Well, for me, which means it's for the channel, because I haven't really been running that much this year, but I've got some like pretty big goals that are more long-term that have been kind of percolating in my brain. So I'm not like quite ready to reveal them yet, but they are going to be, hopefully, if things go as planned, they are going to be unfolding over the next 2.5 years or so. And I'm really excited for them if they come through. I really think they can. I don't want to say that I'm stubborn because I don't think that being stubborn is actually a very good quality. I think being stubborn can lead to ruining relationships and self-sabotage, but I will say determined, which might be a fancy word for stubborn, some would argue, but I think if I really want something, I can be pretty determined about it. And that's what this is going to take. So I'm really looking forward to revealing all of that to you probably in the January month. Like I said, I'm still sort of fleshing things out in my head over how things are going to go. I'm looking forward to it. But for now, it has been really nice to just sort of let my body heal and recover from the cumulative running that I've done since 2020, because I really haven't gone very long without being in a training cycle for some sort of ultra trail race since 2020. And so taking this break from running has been a really good thing for my body, I think. Yeah, but no matter what happens, we're gonna have fun with it though, because I love running, I love training for things, so no matter how things go, whether goals are met or not, but I think goals will be met, but we're gonna have fun. Do you hear those crows? Still jiggly. Definitely longer in the oven. 20 more minutes maybe. I feel like our oven must not get as hot as other people's ovens, because anytime I bake anything, it always takes a lot longer. All right, well, that continues to bake. I can talk about what I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare is a fantasy author, She is the author of the City of Bones series. You might have heard of that. It was pretty popular. It was made into a movie with Lily Collins. That was really bad, but I did read the entire City of Bones series, but that was actually YA fantasy. And this is her first adult fantasy book that she has written. And I think so far it's been very good. It's a really slow burn. I'm probably 200 pages into it, and I guess skip ahead if you don't want spoilers. They're going to be very, very light spoilers. But our two main characters have only just met, and I'm 200 pages in. So it's just been a lot of like character establishment and world building. And a lot of that is very important when you're dealing with fantasy stuff, because I feel like sometimes with fantasy books, like the author will just throw a ton of information at you in the first chapter, and it just all sounds like nonsense and gobbledygook. But when the story is allowed to unfold a little bit more naturally, then the world can unfold a little bit more naturally, and it doesn't sound as forced, the exposition, I mean. I am 240 pages into this book, and so far, like I said, very, very slow, but things are starting to pick up now, and I'm enjoying it. It's part of a series too, so, and the next book comes out next spring, and so I'm always a little bit nervous starting a book where the second book or the following book in the series isn't out yet, because usually they leave you on a cliffhanger. We'll enjoy the ride though. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this while my apple cake continues to bake. I feel like I mutilated this cake trying to figure out if it was done. I like stuck so many knives and forks into it, but let's cut into it and see for sure. This really should be in a 9x9 square pan, but I don't have one of those. Oh my gosh, I'm loving the sound, that crackly sound that the sugar makes. I hope it doesn't get too crumbly. I feel like it's gonna fall apart. Oh, that looks good. The piece got a little messy. I think it looks done. I probably could get a prettier piece out of this, but it's gonna taste good.
If you're everything that matters to me, makes me want.
Go me. This is good. I mean, how can you go wrong with a bunch of sugar and apples and cinnamon and then just like a ton of brown sugar sprinkled on top? This rocks. I'm so pleased right now. Got some decaf green tea to go with it. Yum. I always feel so bad for people who live in a place where you don't get seasons. Like you experience seasons in a cultural way. Like you can decorate with fall decor, you can get the seasonal specialty coffee drinks like the pumpkin spice lattes, but it just doesn't hit the same without the changing of the leaves, without that crisp weather, without that feeling of fall in the air, without the actual like seasonal weather change. You're not experiencing it at its finest. You're just not. It's just not the same. So to all you people out there living somewhere where you have beautiful weather all year round, this apple cake is dedicated to you. Well, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this video sharing some fall activities, going on a fun cemetery walk to check out the fall colors, baking with some seasonal fruit, and just doing a little decorating and just having a little catch up as well. If you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. If you don't, that's cool too. Take care, everybody. Bye. Channing, it's not for you. I'm sorry.